The Coldplay couple caught on a kiss cam that suddenly ducked the moment they were filmed has been everything I see on my feed recently when I doom scroll among all platforms. We decided not to cover the story, but then the more I doom scroll, the more and more narratives came up, The stories and plot twists keeps coming on until that some of them are so blatantly made up that, we need to deep dive a little bit to let you know what's real, what's not. So on July 16, 2025, during Coldplay's concert, the kiss cam actually captured a couple, and this couple was actually Astronomer CEO Andy Byron, 50, and Chief People Officer Kristen Kabut, 48, hugging each other. They quickly let go of the embrace, Kristen turning away and Andy basically ducking below. According to reports, both of them were married. Since this video has gone extremely viral, almost all major platforms are covering it. Andy Byron's wife have now removed her husband's name from her social media and even deactivated some of her accounts, supposedly F to the B and I to the G. And reportedly, Kristen Kabut was also married, but it was later discovered that she has been divorced since 2022. And there are also different narratives forming saying that the girl seen covering her face here at the side was actually a HR personnel at Astronomer, which people have since debunked, comparing LinkedIn profile pics to be not the same person. There are even more narratives forming that even this person, who is supposedly allegedly a HR personnel, plotted everything because somehow Christine took her promotion away, but this has all been debunked. And then there are also further news about there are two versions. One, they have two children. Third, another one circulating online shows a lady with 3 kids smiling, apparently supposed to be Byron's wife. So there are many more and more narratives forming, but you have to understand that none of them has given a statement. Every narrative you see out there are being made up by people with not much context. And Astronomer, the company Byron's worked for, have released a statement stating that they expect their leaders to lead with accountability, though they did not name anyone in their statement. Lastly, we have to look at all the, creators out there, content houses that just hop into this news with eagerness, some even making parodies. Well, some creators, I love parodies, but when you make parodies, you have to understand what kind of parody you're making. If you're making a parody of a father, okay, or of a mother, and you know that they are married, you could see that, from their age, they probably have young children, and you choose to make a parody of that, you should know that their kids are feeling the brunt of it. And if you as a creator, a family-focused creator on spreading positivity, still choose to make a parody on an incident which involves people probably married with families and young children, and you choose to make a parody of it, you need to know what kind of messaging you're sending out to your audience if you are a family-focused creator yourself and you choose to do parodies of such. The 3 of them scammed a poor old lady out of over 50,000 Singapore dollars in valuables 5.5 years ago. One of them came back in May 2025 and was caught at the Changi airport. This is your last story of the day. Follow us for more. So I saw this story at Lian He Zao Po, and this story really fascinated me because there are certain points in the story that I really can't figure out how did it happen, because not enough context was given, and I just want to share this story with you all. So what happened was on November 16, 2019, this victim, a 77-year-old Singapore retiree, a poor old lady, was just walking around Block 815 Jellicoe Road around the Lavender area. So the suspects, there's 3 of them, Lady A, Lady B, Lady C. Okay, Lady A approached the victim and asked, "Do you know of a 90-year-old doctor in the area?" The victim then said, "No, I do not know." Then in comes in Lady B. Take note of Lady B. Lady B is the same lady that came back in May 2025 and was arrested in Changi Airport. Okay, Lady B steps up to them and say, "I know of this doctor," and then tells the victim, "I also know that you have 3 sons and 1 daughter." The victim was shocked because she does have 3 sons and 1 daughter. Lady B has slowly gained the trust of the victim. Okay. And then Lady A and B started singing together in tune to convince the victim further. And now Lady B starts telling the victim, "You are under a curse. You need to follow me to see the doctor and remove your curse, or to lift your curse away." And the victim was really convinced, so much so that she returned home, took out 8,000 Singapore dollars in cash, and also 3 gold bracelets, 2 gold rings, 2 pair of gold earrings, a Rolex watch. And if that was not enough, she then went to the bank with Lady B, accompanied by Lady B, where she withdrew 36,000 Singapore dollars. Lady B and the victim then took a taxi back to block 815, and here in comes Lady C. Lady A and Lady C were waiting there for them. Lady C now she claims, I am the granddaughter of the doctor that you're seeking for. Don't worry, your curse has been removed. Okay, you're safe now. And now, you know what? All those cash and belongings, valuables that you needed, to perform the ritual, put it into this eco-friendly bag, okay? After all of the valuables was placed in an eco-friendly bag, Lady C handed the victim another different eco-friendly bag and tell the victim, go home and do not open this bag until midnight and do not tell anyone about it. Sounds fishy, right? So the victim went home and told her family members about it. Her daughter opened up the bag, the eco-friendly bag, and see that inside was only filled with drinks and plastic bags. They then reported the case to the police. And the police investigation found out that Lady A, B, and C fled to Malaysia through Tuas checkpoint on the same day. Now, we have Lady B, who has been caught because she came back travelling to Singapore in May 2025 and was arrested in Changi Airport, okay? She has pleaded guilty to 1 count of cheating on July 18, 2025 in Singapore court. So this is the part where I'm wondering right now. She alleged that she was only paid 1,000 Singapore dollars for her involvement. But then if I were to read through the whole story of the victim and Lady A, B, and C, it seems to me that Lady B has the starring role while Lady A and C seems to have the supporting roles, right? Do you agree with me? This is just my own personal opinion. So Lady B came in claiming to know the doctor and even knowing the victim's family status, the number of kids she has. And then even claiming that the victim was under a curse and you need to see the doctor with me to remove your curse. Even following the victim to the bank to withdraw the 36,000 Singapore dollars. Am I right? So does it make sense if the amount of valuables lost was cash 44,000 Singapore dollars and then you have like 3 gold bangles, 2 gold earrings, 2 gold rings and all that, and even a Rolex watch? Is it safe to say that the amount of valuables should be safely above 50,000 Singapore dollars? Yes, right? And she was only paid 1,000 Singapore dollars? Are there any proof that she was only paid 1,000 Singapore dollars? Because I do not know how the sentencing is gonna be in September this year. What if Lady A and C also came back to Singapore, got caught and claimed, I was only paid 500, I was only paid 200, I'm just worried about the compensation due to the poor victim, because I want the poor victim to get back everything she lost, you know what I mean? But if Lady B is claiming that I was only paid $1,000, oh my god, and now Lady B is claiming that, I'm willing to pay compensation of the RMB and USD I have, which is around about 1,600 Singapore dollars worth. And I was only paid 1,000 Singapore dollars. I mean, like, I'm feeling for the victim here, I want the victim to be able to, yes, learn from her lesson, but also to get back all the valuables she lost. How did the scam group, Lady A, B, and C, manage to profile the victim? How did they find the victim? So convincingly, were they just trying out their luck in public at block 815, on random people? How did they even know the victim has 3 sons and 1 daughter? And how was the victim so convinced that she went to withdraw such amount of money? There are cases of story where victims, scam groups, when they target victims, they use, certain ingredients that can bewitch the victims to do things as they say, because the victims will be in a state of like bewitched, It's like you tell the victim, like, you're not feeling well, why don't you take a seat first? Pass your belongings to me, I'll take good care of that, don't worry, just rest first, that kind of thing, right? So I was just thinking, how was the victim, even though the victim is old, 77 years old, but how was the victim so convinced, go home, take all the valuables, take all the gold jewelry up, even a Rolex watch, go to the bank, withdraw money? How was the victim so easily convinced? Were there other methods involved? Were any bewitching substance even used in the methods employed here? How was the victim profiled and targeted, even knowing her family status? And lastly, also like I mentioned earlier, was there even any proof that Lady B was only paid 1,000 Singapore dollars?